Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Unhuntables with myself and Grosey Coin Hunts.
Hello.
Today we're hunting through 20p coins, looking for NIFC versions, the Undated one. All the bits and pieces that we're looking for are down in the description for all the different denominations we hunt through on the Unhuntables, as well as anything like foreign coins, territory coins. They would also make very nice finds. Right, so we're going to jump straight into it. A bit of news that's been doing the rounds that I've been scooped up into at some point.
I've seen that as well. I think I know what you're going to say.
So there's lots of news about the pennies and 2p coins not having been ordered by the Treasury to the Royal Mint for this year, which is, I wouldn't say too surprising.
I mean, I wouldn't say so, but then it begs the question of what did we see in the Royal Mint that day?
Again, so yeah, we will circle back around to that, because again, I'm not sure that this is entirely true as well. But the problem is, news media has taken this story or this snippet of information and have run with it as if we're going to lose all the copper coins in circulation. Some have even speculated we're not going to, that this is the start of going cashless, where all of our change and coins and cash are going to begin melting away, which is a total overreaction to what is not.
The only thing... Sorry.
As it is a total overreaction to something that is not what it means.
I know, this thought has just come to my mind, and I'm just going to say it now because otherwise I'll forget. It does make you wonder, the fact that coins is just something that we both know about, more in depth than the average person. It does make you wonder how many other news articles that we read about unrelated topics that we don't know about that are actually completely blown out of proportion. Do you know what I mean?
That's a very good point, actually. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah.
Makes you wonder how much of the news you actually read is actually true.
Well, I guess it's down to a reporter writing, or in some cases AI rewriting news stories, and it's how they are interpreting it. So to us, the idea that there's going to be no pennies or 2p coins minted this year doesn't seem all that of a surprise. I was saying that there have been 10 years, 10 different years where the 2p coin has not been minted for circulation, but it's still out in circulation. But then in 2018, 19, the Royal Mint predicted that they weren't going to need to mint any 2p coins for the next decade. And then roll forward to, was it 2022? They made 117 million?
2021, yeah.
2021, yeah. So it just shows that these things can change quickly. So there might not, if there hasn't been an order this year for copper coins, by the end of the year, potentially there could be. We don't know, we can't foresee the unforeseeable.
Although
something might happen.
Are we saying they haven't ordered any to be minted, or are we saying they might have been minted but they just haven't ordered any from the long store?
I guess it again.
They must have a backlog.
It depends. I don't know totally the process. I know the Royal Mint works. The Treasury works with banks and cash centres to forecast what coins are going to be needed throughout that year, and then puts an order into the Royal Mint. I don't know. Maybe they know what is in the long store, and they've gone, we might need another 10 million in circulation this year to replace ones that have been taken out of circulation. But there's 60 million of them sat at the Royal Mint's long store, so we don't need to order any because there is sufficient in there.
Yeah, that could be
possibly.
The case. Maybe they minted some 2022s or 2023s.
Yeah,
hopefully
2023s. Yeah, so something I was going to ask you was it was the start of this year, when we were at the Royal Mint, and I'm sure she said they were bagging up 2p coins.
Yep, and I remember we looked at them and saw them, because we played that guessing game of trying to count how many there were.
Exactly.
Unless they were some unrelated coin, and what they were telling us, the Royal Mint experience. I'm not saying they would deliberately go out of their way to pull the wool over our eyes, but I'm sure, to be honest, that the tour guides, let's be honest about it, and I don't say this to put them down at all because they do a fantastic job, but it would be quite easy to just, brush something under the carpet and give some other seemingly easy to understand answer in place of an actual answer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, so it could have been bronze coins for another country, and they've made a mistake saying that they're 2p coins.
Yeah, be it deliberate or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
possibly. But I can't remember who the tour guide was on that tour. that said that they were 2p coins. But yeah, that surprised me. But it leads me on to that is the surface of the story. But it seems that this story has come from an anonymous source who allegedly works at the Royal Mint. The full information, I think I read it on Money Supermarket, this article.
Right.
And the rest of the suggestions from this anonymous source are, I think, quite concerning if true, because it seems like we are going to see very little go into circulation if these are the plans that they're going ahead with. The information is out there. This is not information that I have privileged availability to read, so you can go and read the article. So the idea is, obviously, the Royal Mint's going to stop making world coins at the end of this year. We all know this, right?
Yeah.
They have forecasted that demand for UK circulating coins is going to be so little. In their coin press room, they are going to get rid of all bar 2 or 3 coining machines.
Really?
What they will then do with the rest of that space is move in their commemorative coins presses, and they will be minting all of the BU coins and I guess whatever part of that range they can mint in that space instead. And if there is suddenly demand, they've got the 2 or 3 coin presses to mint circulated coins, and they could also use the machines for the Bridlington circulated coins to make circulating coins if demand is high enough. There was also there's also in the article he talked about the Royal Mint will stop making their own blanks. They will just import blanks, which I think is a real shame. There's so many aspects of the Royal Mint which are being siphoned off to third parties to produce. I think it's a little bit worrying.
I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it, that all good things do come to an end, but it does seem a bit of a what am I trying to say? For a company that's been around for 1,000 years or more, I'm not saying they're obviously closing down completely, but just purely based on what you've said, that would seem to be a very underwhelming sort of exit, if you like, from the coin market.
Yeah, it's bizarre because you only have to go back a year or two when the Royal Mint they were proudly calling themselves the world's largest export mint. That was what they were proud of, the fact that they made more coins for foreign countries than any other mint on the planet, and all of a sudden they're not minting any foreign coins now.
Yeah. It does seem a bit bizarre, especially in the sense that a lot of the countries that they mint coins for are not necessarily the countries that are going to be going cashless yet. Do you know what I mean? In terms of the states of countries that they're sending coins to. Again, I'm probably vastly generalising, but you know, less well-off countries that don't necessarily have, you know, all these card readers and, you know, do you know what I mean? Like I'm probably being extremely ignorant, but you know, I don't know if in certain countries it's rare to even have a bank account or whatever.
I've got no idea. I couldn't comment on the countries. On the countries that we've seen them minting coins for. Is it because they're going cashless? I don't know. What I would be interested in is whether the stopping minting foreign coins, is that because it's no longer financially viable, or have they lost all these contracts to other mints, which is causing.
I reckon that the Royal Mint has such a prestige that their prices are just not competitive. That's what I would guess it is.
Possibly, and maybe the pulling out of enough countries going to other providers is the first domino, which is not causing all these dominoes now to fall. But it's a real shame because they have 1,100 years worth of history of making these coins. The expertise, the knowledge, the staff, the knowledge which is passed down through obviously from older members of staff to younger members of staff. That information is passed on through the Royal Mint, and if they are going to stop doing lots of elements of coin making, that's going to be tricky information to relearn from scratch without like in most places of work, you have new people come on who are taught how to do the job by people doing the job for many years. So I think it's a little bit concerning. Of course, this is massively caveated because the information about that we've just discussed it has been given to a reporter by an anonymous person who claims to work at the Royal Mint. We don't know if that person actually works at the Royal Mint, if they're coming up with a load of nonsense. But equally, businesses are always looking at the future and looking at different ways to maximise. So this could just be a plan, or one of many plans that the Royal Mint are potentially looking at doing. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It could just be, well, we could do this, we could do that, setting up ideas of what they could do to go forwards, because the article seems to put a lot of emphasis into what they are massively doing is amping up their business of gold reclamation. So many of our computer devices have gold in it, and it's now become financially viable to extract the gold from those electronics and then use that gold for whatever, making jewelry, making coins, because gold is gold whether it comes out of the ground or whether it comes out of an old device.
Definitely.
I mean, it would be amazing if the Royal Mint becomes the world leading gold recovery, recycled gold company. That would be a great string to their bow. But I feel like if they think they can make all the circulating coins they need on just 2 or 3 coining machines, I think that's kind of sad, because it just points the way to so little being able to get out into circulation.
Yeah. What would it be? A new Royal Mint experience where you sort of take your old computer with you, extract your own.
Make sure you don't drop anything around it, because the gold will be zapped out of it. But yeah, so again, I don't want to cause any concerns, because like I said, this news might not be the case, but I think if it is true, it is quite concerning for those of us that value coins being out in circulation, get excited for new coins to go into circulation. Of course, they will still mint all of the commemorative coins like they have been doing, and not putting them into circulation, but I think it's a bit of a downer.
The problem is that it makes coin collecting so inaccessible to people that, don't want to spend 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds a month on coins. But especially at the rate at which they release things now.
But I think it cuts off new collectors at the knees. The amount of people that I know started coin collecting because they found a coin with an interesting design, and then explored it more and found out that there's a whole hobby around doing this, and then that's led them to buy other things.
I was speaking to one of my work colleagues today. Shout out if they're watching. They know who they are. And I was literally, who again has no particular specialist interest in coins, but she was literally just saying, oh yeah, I've got a couple of 50p's that I've kept because they've got like Olympic sports on and Peter Rabbit on. Peter Rabbit, seemingly everyone knows Peter Rabbit.
Definitely.
So it is literally getting rid of the. It's a bit like in football saying, sorry, we're getting rid of all the lower tier football leagues because they're not profitable. It's like that's how people start, is being taken to their local teams, their family, and then then they move up and support bigger teams or whatever.
Yeah.
It is just the grassroots that are so important.
Agreed. And those people then go on to end up buying the BU coins, the silver coins, the gold coins, or diverge and go back to looking at older pre-decimal hammered milled coins, or whatever it happens to be. I think it's a huge misstep, and if this is of course the case, and I would hate to see coin collecting become stamp collecting, where all the stamp collectors are slowly dying one by one and not being replaced by new stamp collectors. Hence stamps are worth absolutely nothing unless you've got historic high value stamps. But I would hate to see coin collecting go in that direction. Yeah.
Oh well, at least the two of us are going to be around hopefully for a long time.
No one will be watching our videos then, Groesey, because no one will coin collect.
Could you imagine in like 60 years time we still haven't found an NIFC and we're sort of there trying to still find them. Coins are out of circulation, we're having to spend like thousands of pounds on eBay or whatever the equivalent might be to buy bags of 2p's.
We're having to go metal detecting out in fields to find pennies and 20p coins and 5p's just to look for undated ones and all the NIFCs. That I am very much determined that we will eventually find one of these cursed coins.
The only thing I would say though, as much as we kick back at the idea of coins becoming less and less, I'm sure I speak for you as well, but I'm not necessarily ignorant to the fact that inevitably that is the way things are going to go.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like, I don't think we're ever gonna stop the move towards a more cashless society. I wouldn't necessarily say cashless completely, but just more and more so.
Definitely. But I think opening the cashless society can of worms might be a bit much, given that we are coming to the end of my half of the video. So I guess we'll continue the conversation over on Groseys' channel. So click the link in the description and see who found the best coins. Hopefully it was me. Okay then, a few finds today. We've got two 2008 Ironside, not Ironside design, Gardner designs, which are the low minted year on these. Lowish, not mega low. But then two from the territories, which are very, very cool. A 2012 Guernsey one, which is a nice design. And then my favourite today, from Gibraltar, little keys. Here's that 2006. So very, very cool coins. As we said though, check the link in the description over to Grosey's channel to see whether he found better or more coins than I did. It's always interesting having this little competition each week, or each time we do the Unhuntables, as to who wins the episode. Links will also be in the description across to my coin collecting Discord server if you want to come and join that, as well as links to my other social media channels, the PO box address if you want to write into me, and of course a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, the company I work for as my day job, so please check them out too. All it leaves me to do now though is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.